Well, I've come into the woods today to talk about one thing, and that's Eagle Vision's brand new scope camera. Now, Eagle Vision have probably been around for the most amount of time when it comes to making scope cameras, and Masood, the brains behind the company, just never ceases to amaze me. The way his mind works, he just manages to come up with greater and bigger and better inventions every time I see him. Now this time's no different. This time he's used prisms to create a scope cam where you can still look through the scope and film what you're recording. Now we've seen things like this before, but this one for me is probably one of the better ones, and there's a few reasons for that, and I'm about to go into that now. Okay, so when this comes in the box, you'll get this square piece here, which is where most of the technology is, a little rubber eyepiece, and then you'll have a USH46, which is the bit of technology that screws onto the back of the scope, and it's called the universal scope mount. So whatever size ocular piece you have, this is going to fit. The only time you might struggle is if you've got a illuminated reticle and the illumination adjustment is on the top of the ocular lens there, but other than that it'll fit pretty much everything. I'll just drop the gun down a second so we can talk solely about the scope cam. Okay, so when it first arrives, it'll be in all different pieces. So you'll have that, which is the ocular adjustment piece. The camera's not focusing on it, but you get the idea. You will have the universal phone plate, which looks something a little bit like that, minus the magnets on it, and that allows any smartphone to be added, probably even a tablet to be fair at that size, and you'll have a few different adjustment rings there, but they're very simple to put together. And then finally you have the main beam splitter itself. All I did was screw the universal plate onto this piece, which is the MPR-5, and then from there that can then screw onto the beam splitter. There is a little ring in there, it will have a code, it's fairly obvious what it is, so I won't bother taking it apart to show you. But that's threaded, so then that screws straight on top of there. There's not really any way you can mess this up. And I've already set it so that it's the right angle. If, for example, your phone is off to the one side and on the wonk, there's some grub screws there you can undo just to straighten out like I've done to mine. And then from there, the universal adapter just screws onto the back. And then you're pretty much ready to go. There's a couple of different ways you can mount your phone onto the adapter itself. I've chosen to go for the magnet way. It just seems to be the easiest for me, but there are screws available that Masood will send out with this, so you can just slide your phone in and out without having to glue magnets to it. So the best way I found to mount the phone onto the universal phone adapter was using the magnets. Now I just stuck 3 on in a fairly random position. Doesn't really matter where they go, just so long as you're happy with it, I suppose. I mounted the scope cam onto the gun. Then what I did was I very carefully, let's just pretend there's no magnets on this plate now, I very carefully placed the phone on the eyepiece, lined it up on the camera. It's probably better if you use a bipod or rest it on some cushions or something, just so the phone's not moving anywhere. And then I held the phone in place and just clipped a magnet to the bottom. I did one magnet at a time. I held the magnet in place with my finger, just under there, took the phone off, popped it to one side, got another magnet, attached that to the magnet underneath. I drew a circle around in pencil, and then I knew the exact position that the magnet needed to be in order for the phone to line up. I did that 3 times, glued them all down, or used the sticky back to stick them all down, and then it was good to go. Very easy to do, probably took me about 5 or 10 minutes, and now it lines up perfectly each and every time. I'm sorry if I didn't explain that very well, but without showing you again and resetting everything, that's probably the best I can do. Now the scope cam's all set, it's ready to go. All you need to do is clip your phone on. I'm going to press record so you can see it in real time. There you go. And then if I just bang that onto there, hopefully, yeah, there we go, it's all lined up now. The scope needs focusing, so I'll just focus it on the crosshairs, find a white bit of sky to focus on, and there we go. And now we have the scope cam all set up. Now you can use slow motion on this, whatever you want, whatever your preferred setting is, and then it's as simple as that really. There's not much else to say. The scope's on there solid, or the phone's on there solid rather. It's not going to come off if you bang it. You know, it's the magnets Masood sends are quality. And then finish recording, take your phone off, pop it in your pocket. If like me you've got a crappy iPhone which the battery lasts about 5 seconds when it's cold, stick it in your pocket, keep it warm. As soon as you've got a shot, bang the camera on, chuck your phone on the scope cam, and you're ready to go. That's all I can say about it really. Oh yeah, one more thing. There's two different options on these beam splitters. The one is a 75 by 25, and that means that 75% of the light is going into the camera lens and 25% of the light is going into your eye. So if you're more of a filmer, maybe like me, and you want the best quality footage possible, go for the 75-25. That's what I've got on here. However, if you're wanting a better quality picture through your eye, then Masood is a 50-50. So 50% of the light goes to the camera, 50% of the light goes to your eye. And yeah, like I say, that's probably good if you're sort of a little bit into filming but you'd rather just make a good shot. That's probably the one to go for, but if you want the best quality footage, go for the 75-25. Also, Masood's developed, I think already, I think it might be on sale now, if not it's going on sale very quickly, a GoPro adapter, so you can stick your GoPro on there, snap it in the case and lock it in. I think you may need to change a lens with that, I'm not really sure, but as soon as I get my hands on one of those I'll let you guys know. The price for this unit at the minute is very respectable. At the minute it's this much, so I'll pop it in there. The reason I did that is I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll also put a link in the description to Masood's website which will have all the updated prices, and you'll see any sales that come on, because occasionally he does pop certain things on sale. Anyway, enough of me talking. Final thoughts, very good quality, probably the best quality scope cam I've ever seen. In fact no, definitely the best quality scope cam I've ever seen. The machining on it is second to none. There's some pigeons coming in here. Need my shotgun. I'll have to wait till Saturday. I know I'm going Saturday. Right down in that corner. Yeah, machining, brilliant. It's a heavy unit. It does affect the weight of the balance of the gun slightly, but for the quality of picture you get, it's really nothing. I'll have a couple more shots. Some of those look to be a little bit off to the right. So as you'll see here, the quality of the image that the camera's picking up here is just phenomenal. The amount of light that the actual prisms is sending into the lens is quite astounding. This one not so much, just because of the settings that I had the camera on, but still very impressive. Certainly the clearest I've ever seen on a scope cam. The research that Masood's done in finding the best quality glass and the best quality coatings really does pay dividends here, just in the clarity of the image. So I'm very impressed. worst thing are these flipping iPhone batteries. They don't like using the cameras, and they don't like using the cameras in the cold. Now it's froze. I'm very much looking forward to being able to use my GoPro on this. It's packed up again. I think it's just the slow motion. Hopefully I've got some hits on there. But anyway, gave you some idea. Thanks very much for watching. If you like the video, give it a like and subscribe. If you want one of these, links in the description, go and buy one, you won't be disappointed. See ya.